So in this one, we're going to talk about groups or sets that may be referred to as that. What we have right here, I just started with one that already has like a bunch of layers from a different tutorial that we will go over. So right here, we see that we have this folder. If I were to click on this, it put a group right there, right above the shadow noise layer, because that's the one that I was selected on. So if I were to highlight blue sky, or even the layer 1, the topmost layer, and click on the group, it would put it up there. So it's going to put it above the layer that you're highlighted on. So this is one way that you could put some things. Let's say I want to put these top 3 layers into a group. So I could click on the folder and then click on this layer, drag it in, and see how it indents just a little bit. That signifies that it is within that group. But see how I'm dragging it over to where it highlights the group, and now it's inside of it. So that is one way that you can always close your group right here with the little arrow, just to make sure that the things that you did want in are actually in. Another way that you could do that, let's say I wanted to add these two to a group, I can highlight the one, hold shift, and I highlight the layer below it, and then click on the folder, and then I'll automatically put those 2 in a group. The other way that you can do this is you could highlight, and let's say you want to add these 2 after you realize that, so you could even highlight both of them, click and drag that into that group up there. And let's say I want to put all of these in a group, and you like the shortcuts. So if I hold shift and highlight the top one, hold shift and highlight the bottom most one that I would want, it would select everything in between. And then if I were to hit Control G, that is the shortcut to create a group. And we can see that those are all in a group. So it's a way to kind of organize your document. Sometimes there's a lot of layers here, so it's a nice little way to kind of clean it up. And then you can rename by clicking on the text of that group. You could rename those things to make it even easier to tell what you have, and where that stuff is. Just naming these kind of based off what they were, but you would name them whatever you would want, that whatever helps you keep it organized. Let's say you wanted to add a layer mask to a whole group, which you could do that instead of going in between and doing each individual one. Let's say you had an actual layer mask that you wanted, you could click on the layer mask, use your brush with black on top, because it's going to be the reverse of what this white is. And you can even see that some things are even changing right there. And we see right here that wherever I painted the black, it shows up. If I hit X and put white back on top, again, it would bring it back. So these are just kind of some little ways that you could help keep your document or your editing process organized. Groups are very handy when it comes to that. You can even change it defaults to pass through, but you could even change your blending mode to something else, and maybe it gives this whole thing a pretty cool, crazy look. But that is pretty much it as far as it goes with groups. The shortcut, if you like the shortcuts, is Control G. You can always add layer masks to the groups, or you can create a group and click and drag the layers that you would want inside of that group.